Mr. Landry.
I think we have a few more horses than oil. We got natural gas. I would think Ms. Ross is a pretty solid horse, huh? Should put her in the gate. Coal. We got a lot of coal. Put coal in the gate. And nuclear certainly does a good job here in this country. If we could get back to building refineries. And I'm confused. I know it's hard to sit right there, and there's a lot of confusion on the other side of the aisle because they talk about OPEC having a stranglehold, and then another member comes up and says that Exxon has a stranglehold. That's kind of confusing to me as to who exactly has the stranglehold. How long, any one of y'all, how long do you think that the trade of speculation has been around in this world? Come on, y'all smarter than me. Somebody knows. I mean, you want to guess? 100 years, 200 years?
Centuries. Centuries.
So speculation of commodities has been around for centuries. So it evidently, and we've been able to grow. This country has been able to grow and prosper all the way through all of those evil speculators for centuries and centuries ago. They didn't hang them back then or anything. You know, do you know if they did or not? Was there any punishment for speculation? No.
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. What bothers me is we always want everybody else to increase their production capacity for our gain. But we don't want to take responsibility for what we could do ourselves. The interim safety rule issued by the Interior Department in October 18th of 2010 said that there is sufficient spare capacity in OPEC to offset the decreases in the Gulf of Mexico's deepwater production. Do y'all believe that's true? I mean, if that's the case, then prices shouldn't be continuing to go up. Wow. Well, let me ask you this question. Any of y'all familiar with water cut? Any of y'all familiar with the Middle East reserves out there? Anyone want to comment? Look, I'm going to give y'all the floor. I got some time here. Mr. Guy?
I'm not sure what the question is.
Well, if you're familiar with the problems, because the Middle East, we always want to turn to the Middle East, but isn't it true that the Middle East really has a problem with its spare capacity? Every time the United States asks the Middle East, or Saudi Arabia in particular, to increase its spare capacity, doesn't that put pressure on Saudi's reserves such that it actually damages the reserves rather than allows for longevity of those reserves?
My experience is that they manage their reserves pretty efficiently. But I don't have any evidence that they're damaging.
Ms. Ross?
I think, and I think that many other people would agree, including all of our colleagues at EIA, that one of the more difficult estimates to put together is that estimate of spare capacity among the OPEC producing countries. Right. And I think that that's actually one of the things that contributes a great deal of uncertainty in the oil markets.
And what potential does the United States have to create spare capacity here at home, domestically?
We have a great deal of capacity to do that because, again, it's about portfolios. It's the portfolios of opportunities that are available to companies on both public and private lands. And to the extent that those portfolios of opportunities are robust, that's our spare capacity.
The gentleman yield.
Yes.
On the issue of speculation, I don't know if the gentleman does grocery shopping in his family or not, but I would guess that your wife, from time to time, will buy a 2 at the price of 1. Would you consider that speculating?
No, that's smart shopping.
Right. But it makes the point. I would guess that your wife is making that purchase because you speculating the next time she would buy that product, the price would go up. So she's speculating on keeping it down. I mean, that when one talks about speculation, if you put it in terms like that, we do that every day in our lives. You buy a jumbo instead of the other. Why? Because you're speculating that price is different, differential. So that's why apparently you don't do the shopping.
No, but she does. She does smart shopping.
Okay, that's
she
good.
buys 2 for 1.
Time of the gentleman has expired.